Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But y'all, first, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. So this time today let's go back to the VIX. I like to go there just to see where we are. As of right now, the VIX hit a high of 1454, and that was on yesterday. We've come off of that only to trade in this. Well, we came down off of that. So let's see where we are with the VIX today, right? So it seems as if this area of support is around 1431, resistance at 1337, kind of like in that area. If we should break that 1337, 1342 could be our area of resistance, and again at 1445. And if we should break that 1449, that's going to be trouble placed to the upside for the VIX. Now to the downside, under 1431, we could find support around 1429, again at 1424, and breaking that 1416. So I look at the VIX only because it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So as of right now, the VIX is kind of like moving sideways, and those are support areas and resistance areas. Normally when the VIX is up, the SPY is down, and in reverse to that, that's normally anything's possible. Nothing is guaranteed, right? So we are now looking at the SPY. The SPY is interesting. We closed at 602.80, right? Yesterday's high was 605.80, only to come down to this 602.13, and this support area was from 1129. We found support around that 602.19 line is where we had marked. We found, and we came down and bounced really quick. That was at the 330 candle. So yeah, as of now, SPY is just moving in this range. Support is around this high of support is around 1129 high, which is around 603.26. Resistance, I would say it's around 603.64. Now if we break that 603.64 area, and I'm going to mark that because it's actually trading in a zone, and I like to, okay, so if we were to go and look at the body of the candles here, I would say there, that's actually where the SPY is trading as of right now, and have been trading, let's say that. So support is around the 603.25 or 26 area, resistance around 603.57. Now the trouble places to the upside, 603.82. If we should break that 603.82 area, I would definitely watch 604.05. Now breaking the 604.05, which is the ATR trailing stop, in my opinion, is a strong support or resistance. We could very well have trouble around 604.20, 604.32. Breaking that level, we could have trouble around 604.63, and breaking the 604.63, 604.85, which is not far from 604.94. So those are going to be resistance areas for the SPY to the upside. Now to the downside, and it could go in either direction. Breaking this 603.26, we can come back and retest 602.74. That's where price is on this side here, 602.74. Breaking that 602.49. If we break that level, 602.39, and breaking that brings us back to yesterday's low at that 602.19 area. If we should break that 602.19, just know we can come back to 601.77, which was 11.26 high. Keep it in mind. It's always important to remember those highs and lows, y'all, because it's strong possibility we're going to come back and retest those areas again. So again, breaking the 602.07 is where I have the last thing marked. We could very well come at 601.77, and under that 601.40. So those are trouble places to the upside and to the downside for the SPY. So if you trade the SPY today, I say too often, y'all trade carefully. We are now looking at Tesla. Tesla closed at $400.99, which is interesting, right? So we have made a pre-market high thus far around the 407.89. Tesla could very well break through this because it looks like we're trying to move up based on this 30-minute chart. We could very well break through the 407.89. We could possibly come back to this area here around 409.37 or 409.25 area. If we break that 409, let's see, 19 here, 409.14. If we should break that area, just know we can come back and retest the 409.73. In order to continue moving higher, we would need to get back above the 409.73, make a new high and close above that, right? So back to the downside for Tesla, just know that support areas are around 402.80. Again here at 402.02. And if we should break that, 399.17, under 399.17, 397.16, 394.18, which brings us really close to a zone that we were in here around the 391.35 area. And if we break the 391.35, which is really not far, 390.42. So those are places that Tesla could very well find support. So if by chance you trade Tesla today, y'all trade carefully. Anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. AMD closed at 127.74. Immediately my eye goes to this gathering spot that we've been trading in here. Let's see, around this area here. So as of now, I would say our support area is around the 128.01. Our resistance area is around the 128.49. That's a very small range, 128.01 and 128.49. Just know the ATR trailing stop is around the 128.79. So back to the upside, breaking that 128.79 for AMD. We could very well have trouble around the 129.24, breaking that 129.72. Again at 130.61, 131.14, which brings us back to 131.85, 132.08. These are 132.61. Those are going to be resistance areas for AMD to the upside, y'all. And again, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I need to know where my trouble places could be. Let's say that. So under the 128.01 for AMD, we could very well come back to this. Let's say 127.37, breaking that level 127.07. 125.69, and if we break that 125.69, we can come all the way back to 120.68 for AMD. So if you trade AMD today, just know, y'all, I say too often, anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. Make sure you have your confirmation, and once it goes against your why, get out. I say too often, live to trade another day, right? So let's look at NVIDIA just to see where we are today. NVIDIA closed at 135.07. It too looks like it's trading in a gathering spot here. Looking as we see here, this is where the candle, body of the candle is here at 136.17. Let's say resistance is around 136.67. We have a lot of jumbled up things here, so I would mark the 136.17 as support, 136.67 as resistance, which is really not that far away. So as of now, breaking above, the ATR trailing stop is around 137.01. Again, my opinion, it could be very strong support or very strong resistance. So if we should break this area of 137.01 for NVIDIA, we could very well have trouble around 137.46. Breaking at 137.46, we can come back to 138.15 and possibly have some resistance. And again, at 138.53, if we break that 138.53, just know we could very well have trouble around 139.02 for NVIDIA. 139.02, 139.12 is really, really close. That's where that 200 EMA is now has formed. That is a previous line that we marked, was really, really close. That's why it's important that we mark those. So I would definitely watch the 139.02 or 139.12 area for NVIDIA. Now, back to the downside, if by chance we break under 135.65, just know we could very well find support. Let's say around the 135.31, under the 135.31, 134.90. And if we should break that 134.90, if you can see here where the body of the candles are here, we found some type of support there, 134.59. Under 134.59, we can come back to this 133.79. I had the 133.70, which wasn't that far away. So I would definitely watch that 133.70 area for NVIDIA. Breaking that, we could find support at 132.89 and again at 132.29. So if you trade NVIDIA today, those are areas to the upside and to the downside. I say too often, y'all trade carefully. We do have a few inside day candles today. Blink is one of those. If we should break above $1.81, we have $1.85 as the target, not very far. If by chance we break under 168, we have a downside target of 157 as the downside target for BLNK. CCL is also an inside day candle for today, and above 26.37 gives us a target of 26.61. Under 25.64 gives us a downside target of 25.32. So if you trade CCL today, it is an inside day candle. As you can see, we're trading in a zone here, so I will mark my levels and trade carefully. Delta Airlines is also an inside day candle. If by chance we break above 64.27, we have an upside target of 64.89. Under 62.30 gives us a downside target of 62.21. So if you trade Delta Airlines, DAL, it is an inside day candle. Meta is also an inside day candle today. Above the level of 626.19 gives us 626.67 as a target, and as you can see, we're breaking out of that gathering spot, which is about here. So I will watch this zone for Meta. And if by chance we break under the 612.97, 606 is the downside target. So for Meta, it's trading in a zone. It looks like it's breaking out of a gathering spot. So it's already broken through the, out of the gathering spot area. However, we do have the ATR trailing stop, which is here around the 622.45 area. So if you trade Meta today, we could very well reach that upside target. I would definitely watch it above 622.84 area. So normally I would set an alert to let me know that it has reached above an area that I need to pay very close attention to. So Roblox is also an inside day candle, RBLX, and it has already broken through the trigger to the upside, that 57.41. If we should, and we have broken through that, so the target to the upside is 59.28. Now under 55.66, we have a downside target of 55.66, which is not far. So this is just a guide of where we could get some targets, possible target support and resistance, right? So again, if you trade Roblox today, it is an inside day candle. Rivian is also an inside day candle today. Above 14.54 gives us an upside target of 15.02. It too looks like it's trying to break out of a gathering spot, so we could very well reach that, 14.54. It would definitely need to get back above this 14.36, which is the ATR trailing stop. Again, I will set an alert to let me know that it's broken through a level of resistance if I traded it to the upside. Now to the downside, under 13.75 gives us a downside target for Rivian at 13.43. Again, I would set another alert to let me know if it's under a certain level that we could very well reach that downside target. It's however you choose to trade it, up or down. Just know that Rivian is an inside day candle today. Y'all, I'm super, super excited. Walmart, I added that to my list for something. Walmart, and let's see. It's not an inside. Yeah, Walmart is an inside day candle today. Let's say above this area here around 95.23, we have an upside target of 96.02. Downside, to the downside for Walmart, if we break under 93.75, we have a 93.55 target. Walmart too is trading in this zone. I would definitely watch this area around the 94.47 as support and resistance around 94.70. As you can see, Walmart is trading in this zone here. So I would set my alert above the 94.70 and my alert below the 94.47 if I trade it to the upside or to the downside. So if you trade Walmart today, it is an inside day candle today. And I say too often, y'all, trade carefully in the market. Anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. So these are some of the things that I see when I look at the market. There's so many different ways, y'all, to trade. And the most important thing or challenging thing is trying to come up with what strategy works best for you. So I hope that everyone have a very productive day, an awesome day today. And if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because we learn and we grow together. So until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.